Hello everyone, more so a fun video today, and I'll be showing off every single game that I played in 2024. This was requested by a number of people, and just want to showcase every single game because I got over 100 games this year with some very big standouts like Marvel Rivals, one of my absolute favorites. This game is free and I already got 62 hours played on it, so yeah, this game is a blast. Baldur's Gate 3, obviously one of the best games ever. Path of Exile, also a very fun game in early access right now, but I'll be covering all of them, including some games on PlayStation like Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, which was my personal game of the year. But just looking at things here, I'll go through the full library of games. So I pretty much picked up a good number of these this year. So like 20 Minutes Till Dawn, which is like a kind of similar to Vampire Survivors, a pretty fun game. Animal Well by Video Game Donkeys Studio, which was a lot of fun. Big mode here. This is a game that's like a platformer. I enjoyed it quite a bit. Armor Core 6 for Fires of Rubicon, which I played a bit last year as well. Balatro, which was a surprising game that was kind of a game of the year for a lot of people. This game is also on mobile, so if you have it on your phone, it's a very addicting poker roguelike, which is pretty crazy. Baldi's Basics, Baldur's Gate 2, and Baldur's Gate 3, one of my favorite games of all time. Some other awesome games, Bears in Space, which is kind of like High on Life, a very fun shooter game with lots of funny dialogue. Black Myth Wukong, which was one of my absolute favorite games of the year. I played through and beat this, got the secret ending. It's an absolute blast, and I highly recommend playing through Black Myth Wukong if you're interested in games like Souls-likes. Blade and Sorcery, which is a VR game I played quite a bit of as well. Blasphemous 1 and 2. We got ourselves the BlazBlue and Trophy Effect, which is a roguelike game. It was pretty fun. Bone Lab, another VR game that's really great. Borderlands 3, Broken Edge. Brotato, which is a cool roguelike game. We also got ourselves Cassette Beasts, Castle Crashers, Chivalry 2, Counter-Strike 2, Crypt of the Necro Dancer, Cuphead. This game is pretty tough, obviously. I played it on Switch and I wanted to revisit this game. Cyberpunk, which is a just incredible 10 out of 10 flawless game, and just got the Phantom Liberty update last year. Played some more Dark Souls, the classics. Dead Island 2, which is interesting. I don't know how I really felt about Dead Island 2. Bit slow to get a gun, which I didn't really love. Dungeon Crawler, which is a really great game, roguelike with claw machine mechanics. Dragon's Dogma 2 and Dragon Age Veilguard. This one was interesting. I played it all the way through to the end, and then I just got completely bored and checked out of this game. I don't know what it was. Dragon's Dogma 2, I played it all the way to the end, and then I got checked out of this game as well. It was another one that wasn't really like my style, I guess. Divinity Original Sin 2, I guess I played that on PlayStation, but Devil May Cry 5, Death Must Die. Elden Ring, which got a lot of hours played this year. Elden Ring obviously came out with their DLC this year, so there's a lot of great things that came with that. The Shadow of the Erd Tree, which is one of my favorite releases of the year. Played a little bit of Fallout whenever the Fallout TV show came out. Obviously Skyrim there. Five Nights at Freddy's Help Wanted 2, a VR Five Nights at Freddy's game. It's very scary, but fun too. Gary's Mod, Going Under, made by the people who made Another Crab's Treasure. And then we also got ourselves things like Hades 2, which was a very great follow-up to the Hades 1. Then we got ourselves the Half-Life collection there. Half-Life Alyx being a great VR game. Hogwarts Legacy, Lords of the Fallen, which I mostly played last year. Lords of the Fallen is it's a Souls-like game based kind of similar to Elden Ring in a sense. Lethal Company, Left 4 Dead 2, Last Epoch, which is a game like Diablo, but Path of Exile 2 is my personal favorite there. Katamari Damacy, Hurry Roll, love this game. We also got ourselves Horseshoes, Hand Grenades, or Hot Dogs, Horseshoes, and Hand Grenades, another VR game with very realistic gun physics. We also got ourselves the Lunacid game, Marvel Rivals, which I've dumped many hours into. It's a fantastic game. Max Payne, Phantom Pain. It's kind of funny they're beside each other, but Metal Gear Solid 5, Phantom Pain, one of my favorite games ever. Metaphor Refantasio, very great game. One of my favorite games from this year. We got Myth Force, Muck, Mordhau, Nightingale, which is to Viking Zero for buying me this for my birthday. Nightmare Card, which is a huge release from this year. It's kind of funny, based on Bloodborne. Nine Souls, which is a great game. Basically a Souls-like in Metroidvania style, kind of similar to Sekiro. We got Overwatch 2, which is Rest in Peace. Paradise Killer, Path of Exile 2, Pathfinder Wrath of the Righteous, Pavlov, Pathfinder Wrath of the Righteous is great if you like Baldur's Gate 3. We got ourselves Resident Evil 4, 3, and both these flawless games. Remnant 2, very fun. Souls-like with guns. And we also got ourselves Poppy Playtime. Pizza Tower, really fun. Persona 5 Royale, which is like the third or fourth time that I bought this game. Persona 4 Golden. Risk of Rain 2. And Sandland, Sekiro. Put a few hours in Sekiro this year. Another one that I want to put us focus on is Slay the Princess. This is a very interesting digital, like a novel game, but you get to choose how the story goes. And there's so many ways that it can go. Super Hot VR, Super Monkey Ball, one of my favorites from childhood. Subnautica, Stardew Valley, some classic games. Spectral Scream, which I played with some friends. It's a very funny horror game. Also some VR to it. Solasta, which is a game similar to Baldur's Gate, kind of. It's Dungeons and Dragons themed. Tabletop Simulator, Trading Card Game Shop Simulator, which is actually really fun. We got ourselves Tell Me Why. These games that I got from the, I guess, Humble Bundle. Dimesia is cool Souls-like kind of game. Tiny Tina's Wonderland's pretty fun. Played mostly on PlayStation. Undertale, V Rising, Valheim, VR Chat, Walkabout Mini Golf, a great VR game for golfing. And we also got ourselves the Dark Tide and Warhammer 40k Dark Tide, Rogue Trader, and Space Marine 2. Space Marine 2 is a fun game. Really enjoyed this one. And then Rogue Trader also being a really great game that came out last December, so it's pretty new as well. And we got ourselves Katamari Damacy. We love Katamari Damacy Reroll, Witcher 3, which I might do another playthrough of sometime soon. In addition, PlayStation games. Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, which is, again, my personal game of the year. This game is just flawless in its execution. As an RPG game, you can't get much better than Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. It's got a great story, great characters. The game itself is beautiful too, so there's a lot to love here. Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, it just blew my mind in terms of what was possible in a game for PlayStation. So I really do think this is one of the best games. Tied also with Metaphor ReFantazio, which is another great game. I guess this isn't the most cinematic area to show off, but yeah, very great game. And in addition to this, I also played Astrobot quite a bit on PlayStation 5 this year. Played through it, beat it, had a lot of fun with it. Marvel Spider-Man 2. Midnight Suns, played a bit more of that. Elden Ring, obviously. And then looking into some of the other games, we have the Dragon Ball Sparking Zero, which was a blast to play through, especially if you like fighting style games. And also Final Fantasy Remake, Hades, Immortals of Avium, some Overwatch 2. I played a lot of Persona 3 Reload as well. And also Shin Megami Tensei 5 Vengeance and Sonic and Shadow Generation. So pretty much every game that's come out this year. Stellar Blade, I didn't even get to mention this game. One of my also favorite games of this year with a beautiful soundtrack, and it's a great game that's got a lot of challenge to it as well. So yeah, these are some of my favorite games that I played from 2024. Most of them released, or I played most of the releases this year. I guess the only game that I didn't really play from this year was Silent Hill 2 Remake, but I played Silent Hill 2 before, so I know what you get into with that game. But just want to go through all the games I played this year because I was asked about this and just want to showcase them all. So let me know what games you enjoyed most this year. Happy New Year, and I will see you all in 2025. Have yourself a great day. Hit the subscribe button too if you haven't already. Bye.